Hello, Cricuters. Welcome to Cricut Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda. And thank you so much for joining me today. In this tutorial, you guys, I have had to update my photo keychain tutorial. That is the most popular tutorial that I have on Facebook and on YouTube and on Instagram and wherever else you found me. That is the one that I get the most questions about. Delonda, how did you do it? Delonda, share your process. Delonda, show me the steps. I do not mind sharing because I want you to learn. I don't want you to be afraid of your machine. You purchased it for a reason. And every time I learn something new, I want to make sure to share it with you. So in this tutorial, I am showing you the game changer, the one that makes those photo keychains 10 times better than they were before. They were already beautiful. Now they're even more beautiful, more beautifuler. They're amazing. They're fantastic. They're super. They're awesome. So I made some tonight. You know, I've always said I don't need any more keychains. I have done faux leather keychains. I've done engraving. I've done Spotify. I've done just everything. Okay. I have tons and tons of keychains, but I had to do these because they are just amazing. This past weekend was Mother's Day weekend, and I made some keychains for one of my mom's friends, and she's actually a family friend. And I said, you know what? We took some nice photos. Let me make some keychains of those. So what I've done is make keychains to just commemorate the time that we had this past weekend in Florida. And this is how they look. They came out so beautiful. I am so proud of these. I'm very proud of these. So there's still the 2-inch acrylics. These are the photos that we took this past weekend, and I want to make sure to share my process with you. So let me show you some of the things that I've done. I used to, in my previous tutorial, I told you that on my photo keychains, I would spray Krylon Crystal Clear, like a light coat of it on both sides, and I would have to let that dry. Well, that's still a fairly, it's an easy process. It's something that you could do. It's still an option. So I definitely won't delete that tutorial because it's still, still doable. But what I've found since then is this, let me pass that over to my camera girl, this Oracal Transparent Vinyl. I found this on Amazon, and I don't even remember why I was purchasing it, but I'm so glad that I found this because it is a game changer. Now, I previously used this when I made the photo tile with my dog's photos on it. Let me grab that to show you what it looks like when it's all cut out. Okay, so on this tile, this Milo tile, I don't know if you've had a chance to do this tutorial, but on this Milo tile, it's just 4 different pictures of my dog. But on the top is this transparent vinyl, the Oracal Transparent Vinyl. And this is the game changer. So when I made the mom tiles, I made some of those mom tiles just like everybody else. I probably made about 25 of those, 23 to 25. I made plenty for my family members. I made some for my coworkers. And I made sure to put this transparent vinyl on top of each one of them. And I can promise you that everyone who purchased the tile from me, they loved them. Okay, that's just going the extra mile because I'm really not into sales. And if I am going to sell something, I want it to be spectacular. So for this tutorial, you will need, you'll need your photo paper. I use the Paper Studio brand, the one from Hobby Lobby that I've shown you before. And I still have so many packs of this. So I use this Paper Studio brand. I use this Oracal Transparent Vinyl. I purchased this from Amazon. I had to use a weeding tool. You'll need a weeding tool. You will need your keychain blanks. So, this is the same bag that I've had for probably each video tutorial. And then you'll need something that's called, having a little technical difficulty in the background. Okay, this is my game room, you guys. I had to move out of my son's room because he is home from college. All right, so you'll need something like this. It's called jewelry pliers. So you'll need some of these. And I also use some of they call it jump rings from this little kit. And I'll put a link to that in the description also. And then the only other thing you'll need, I used my Cricut Maker for this, but you don't have to use your Cricut Maker. You can use your Cricut Explorer Air 2 for this. And you'll need a mat and photos. So just some nice photos. and nothing else. There isn't anything else. If you have any questions, of course, you can always ask me, but I definitely want to know that you have made this, and I want to see in the comments any questions you have, or any ideas or thoughts, or share yours. We'd love to see it. All right, so without further ado, let's head on over to Cricut Design Space. Okay, I am in Cricut Design Space. My laptop is connected to my Cricut Maker, but you can do this project on the Cricut Maker or the Cricut Explorer Air 2. This is an update to the photo keychains tutorial that I did before, because now that I have found the Oracal Transparent Vinyl, I don't use the Krylon Crystal Clear anymore, but I wanted to show you how I do it. So the first thing that I'll do is upload the images that I plan to use for my keychains. Let me go back and find the photos that I will use. I've downloaded them, so they're not really saved. They're just in my downloads file. Okay, this past weekend was Mother's Day, and my family and I traveled to Florida to surprise my mom. So I'm going to actually upload and use photos from that trip. Okay, so these will all be print then cut photos. This is my sister and her family. So I'm going to make one or two for her. She doesn't know it, but she will after she sees it. And I will make a couple of the photo using the photos that we took with my mom. Okay, I'm uploading these individually, and I'm doing them all as print then cut images, and I always select complex by default. So I'm going to the next one. This is probably one of my favorite pictures. So like I was saying, I always upload photos, and I just choose complex by default. All of them are print then cut images. You can change the name here. I never do that, but if that's something that you want to do, so that when you're looking for something you can just search by name, I haven't done that. Okay, I think that is, no, there's one more I want to upload, because there's one photo that we took with my mom, and I definitely want to add that one, because we were there to celebrate my mother for Mother's Day, and she was so surprised because she didn't even know we were coming. Now that I have all of the images that I plan to use, I can upload them all at one time, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to insert them one at a time to make sure you know my process. So like I said, this is a picture of my sister and her family. Her son does not like to take pictures, so he typically does a face like this. Even though he's a handsome boy, he chooses to do that. I don't know why I just clicked X, but that's what he does, and she just she knows how to deal with him when he does that. So I have the photo uploaded. It is a print then cut file. The next thing I'll do is I will choose my circle shape. The keychain blanks that I'm using are 2-inch acrylics. So in my first video, I used to resize this to 2 inches, and then I would place it over the photo. I don't do that anymore, because since I've made so many keychains, I know that I can just make the circle whatever size I want to, as long as it covers all of the faces in the photo, then I'm good. Okay, so the goal is to make sure that the faces are covered. I can select both pieces. Remember, when you select both pieces, if you have two layers selected at one time, you can slice. So I'm going to slice it, move the circle. I like that. I like the way this looks. I can do it just like this. I don't need this anymore. And now I can change the size of this to 2 inches. So it doesn't matter that it wasn't 2 inches before. Now, what I've also noticed or realized or learned since the first time I made a video, is that I don't have to have a 2-inch photo. It's actually better to have my photo sized to 1.99. So I have 1.99 as my width and 1.99 as my height. And I just duplicate it because I typically put the same picture on the front and the back. So if I duplicate this, I'll have 2 of the same thing. Okay, so now I'll upload my next photo. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few more tricks that I'm going to do with the rest of the keychains just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. You know, I love to say jazz it up. So I've already typed out Happy Mother's Day, and I don't want to have basic boring fonts. You know, I don't like basic and boring font. So I am going to change this to the, remember I said I like Laylee. So I just typed in Layla, or just typed in Lay. And I am going to, decrease my letter spacing so that they are touching. Let me go ahead and make this bold. I know I want this to be in bold. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. I'm going to decrease my letter spacing, and I'll show, ooh, it's messing up already. Let me go up a little bit, ungroup, move these over, and I will show you what I'm gonna do with these. Okay, so the next thing that I was going to just upload this photo and just do it on a keychain the regular way. And my daughter gave me a fantastic idea. So I could just do this the regular way. I can change the size of it, let's say to 6. And I was having a hard time with this one because this photo is more rectangular than the one that I used of my sister. So what my daughter suggested that I do was go to remove BG and remove the background and kind of do something different with it. So instead of using this photo, I uploaded this same photo to remove BG. I removed the background, so it's the same photo. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see, except this one doesn't have a background. And what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to go to my shapes tool, and it's still going to be in the shape of a circle. I am going to, because what I wanted to do was kind of curve this a little bit, and I was having a hard time doing that. So I am going to, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this picture in front, so I'm going to arrange it to send the picture to the front. I am going to make this circle a little bit bigger, and actually a little bit smaller. Okay, and I want I'm going to put it just like that, and I'm going to slice this. Wait, before I do that, let me duplicate this circle. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to slice it. Okay, and you'll see what will happen, or what happens when I do that. Okay, so now I don't need this anymore. I don't need this, and I don't need this. I'm going to take this, change the color of this circle. I want this to be black. I actually like it in blue, just like that. Now I'm going to put our picture there. I'm going to change this Happy Mother's Day to white, and I'm going to move this down, make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Can't see it. Move it to the front. Okay. And I can do this just like that. Okay. I can make this bigger, stretch it out, and now I have a keychain that looks like this. Let me move us up a little bit, and I can flatten all of that. So now that's a keychain, and it's one thing, and of course I would need to duplicate that. But before I do that, I know I want to change the size to 1.99, duplicate. So now I have two keychains. I have one here and one there. Okay, so now I have two complete keychains, and those I know for sure are beautiful. This one I'm not going to use. Let me upload my next picture. This is a picture that I use as my, this one is the picture that's on my profile. So I can change the size to 5.0, or not 50, 5.0. Okay, this is one of my, I guess, my favorites. And I'll get my shape, circle for sure. You know, make sure I have all of our faces. My son is so super tall and handsome. And then I can slice this. Okay. And I can just change the size of this to 1.99 and duplicate it. Okay, so then I can upload another picture. This was a picture of my daughters and their cousins. Those are my nieces. And I could do kind of the same thing I did with the other one. I can make this one a little bit smaller. So let's just say I make this one 7, the width of it to be 7. And I can rotate a little bit if I want to. I can get some text and I can type in the word cousins. Not cousined, cousins. And let's see what that font looks like. There's another, I think there's one called Cute Sweet. I think I want to use this one, Cute Sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. I am going to curve it. Okay, so I'm going to do remove BG on another photo. I'm at remove.bg, and I'm going to remove the background of a photo that my daughters and their cousins took. Okay, so I'm going to download it. So now it doesn't have a background anymore, and I'm going to upload this into Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to upload, browse. It's just saved in my downloads folder. I just called it girls. That's them. Continue. Upload. Click on the photo. Insert it. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing that I did with the other one. So let me duplicate this circle. Okay. Because I just want the bottom, the shape, the round shape at the bottom. And then I'm going to slice this. I don't need this. I do need this. Don't need this. Okay. And I just move them. Let me just select all of it. Move them at one time. So now I have two keychains. Well, I have 2 more keychains, and I just did cousins on this one, and I'll put it on the front and back of the keychain. I think that is so incredibly cute. It's giving me life. So I changed the size to 1.99, and make sure when you do it that both of your keychains have the same numbers. Let me unlock it because for some reason it's not recognizing that it's a circle anymore, and the sizes are not doing the right thing. So the size of each, the width and the height should be 1.99. So it's changing up, but you need to make sure to pay attention to that before you click that print. So both of these are 1.99, 1.99, 1.99, 1.99, same. Okay, and then I'll do one more, and I'll just do this one the regular way. I love all of these photos. Yeah, how much taller my son is than me, but oh my gosh, he's a handsome fella. He is a handsome fella. Okay, and I'm just gonna do this one just the regular way that I've always shown you how to do it, and then I will. Why did I hit upload? I don't need to upload anything. I need to go to my shapes, go to circle, and cover it, like get everything, and slice. Take that out, delete, change the size of this to 1.99, duplicate, and he says flatten. Okay, so when I click make it, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, there should be 10 pictures on my sheet of paper. So another thing that I've been asked multiple times is, what kind of printer do you have? You must have a good printer. Is that sublimation? It is not sublimation. It is a regular Canon MX470. It is not a fancy printer at all. For this project, I am going to use the Paper Studio printable vinyl. A lot of people ask, well, what do you do about the printable vinyl? Because mine gets stuck in the printer. What I have found after doing just a little bit of research and a lot of trial and error, mostly error, is when you put your paper, your printable vinyl in your printer, make sure on mine is face down. The paper should be face down, and make sure that when you put it in the printer that you don't put it all the way in the way you would normally do regular copy paper. Put it at the very end of the printer feed, the paper feed, so that the printer is almost like searching for the paper, like, where is the paper? It's having a hard time finding the paper, so that it's going to pull harder, and when it pulls harder, it will pull that thick paper and you won't have an issue. If you still have an issue, if your circles are not lining up, you probably need to do a calibration. I have done a tutorial that shows you how to get to the calibration. So go back to the YouTube channel and look at my video about design space tools. So I did one on the left toolbar, and it shows you all of the different tools you have, because I always tell you knowledge is power. So now I'm going to click continue, and I am going to send that paper to the printer. I typically use the leave bleed on, and I only do that because I know that the Cricut is going to cut this for me. I'm not having to try to cut these circles out by myself. Let me go back and show you the piece that I'm forgetting. Let me cancel this for 1 second. Let me cancel this. Yes, I want to cancel. Okay, so I have 10 photos to print, 10 circles to print. So another thing that I've done, this is the extra step. I got a circle shape, and I changed it to 2.0. And so my width is 2.0, the height is 2.0, and I duplicated that for the number of keychains that I'm printing. So I will duplicate it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, because I want to cut out 10 circle shapes, and that is where I'm going to put the transparent vinyl on the cutting mat and let the Cricut cut out 10 circles for me. Now I'm actually going to cut out a little bit more than that, because I know that I'll be making keychains again, and I'll already have my circles cut out and ready to go. So I might do, I think it was enough to hold 14 circles. I think that's what I did last time. Okay, and now I'm going to click make it. So I'll still get this that needs to be printed, and then I'll get my second mat. Okay, so now I'm going to click send to printer. I'm going to load my mat. I'll do this in a time lapse so you will see what that looks like. Okay, this is the printed circles, and now I'm going to put this piece of paper on my mat. This is Paper Studio brand. I'm going to put this on my mat and let the Cricut machine cut the circles out, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so this is the Oracal Transparent Vinyl that I spoke of in the video, and this is the one that I made. I think it was 16 circles that are going to be cut out by my Cricut machine. And once they're all cut out, I'll show you the next step for putting them together on your keychain. Okay, so I have my circles cut out. They're still on my mat. I have all of my tools that I'll use. I have my transparent vinyl also cut out in circles. I don't know if you can see that, but you'll see my process. So the first thing that you see, my weeding tool, I'm going to use my weeding tool. The first thing that I'll do is take the plastic from the side of the keychain blank. I make sure that mine is, I call it face up. The side with the circle at the top is, to me, is face up. And then decide which picture you want to do first. I think I want to do this one first with my, I use my weeding tool to dig it off there. Okay, so this is one of the pictures that we took this weekend. Very vibrant and beautiful. And I will place it carefully on the keychain blank, making sure that it's covering the whole blank with no overlap. That's why I did it at 1.99. Okay, so that's one side. The next thing I'll do is choose the other side, and because I took 2 different photos with my children that I fell in love with, I will put this one on the other side because, oh, before I do that, let me take the plastic from the other side because I don't need it. If my hands are ashy, mind your business, because they might be. They're always ashy. I'm always ashy. Okay. So now I have my photo on the front and the back. They're both face up. I can see the hole right here. The next thing that I'll do, remember what I said, this is a game changer. I take this circle. Remember I used to say spray the Krylon Crystal Clear? I don't do that anymore. All right, and then I just put it as a protective cover. Y'all, this is just too beautiful. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I cut out a whole bunch of transparent vinyl. Now, I have said in the past that I'm not into sales, but this is something that I would not mind selling because, number one, it's easy to make and it's kind of hard to mess up a picture, right? So if somebody's sending me their picture and they say, Delonda, put this on a keychain, I'm not messing it up because it's their picture. So if it's messed up, it's because that's your face. Just joking. Okay. Okay, so then I use my weeding tool to poke a hole. So there's my hole. And I have the tools that come with this little kit. And that kit actually came with some of the faux leather. That's where that kit came from. That kit did not come with these keychains. Okay, so I put the hole, I put the circle in, I put the little keychain piece on there. I will close this up with this little tool. They're called jewelry pliers. And then the color that I've chosen to go on here is actually this color is like a peach. And I could have chosen any color, but the reason why I chose it is because I think there's a peach in my dress on the other side. And so that's one keychain. And then I'll just do a time lapse to show you my process for doing the rest of them. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed watching my new and updated process, and you understand how I made a few changes to the way that I've done the keychains in the past. The Oracal 651, I don't even think it's called 651, it's the transparent vinyl. I will definitely put a link in the description. That is a game changer. That is the thing that makes these 10 times better than they were before, because I'm not spraying the Krylon Crystal Clear. I'm getting something, I have something that will seal the keychain and give it a glossy look, and protect the photo that's on top. And hopefully you see that how I jazzed up this one right here. My daughter gave me an excellent idea. This one I use Remove BG, so there's no background, and I was able to curve the bottom of it. I absolutely love the way these came out. Hopefully you were able to follow the tutorial and follow this process. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the bell for notifications, because I upload new tutorials every week and you definitely want to be in the know. If you haven't, consider joining our Facebook group. We craft together, we learn together. It's a safe space for beginners. We do not do dumps and we do not do sales. We like, we love, we share, we encourage, we teach, we help. And that's just the purpose of the group. It's a small group, and it's for beginners. So you are welcome to come and join us over there. If you have any questions, please make sure you put them down in the comments. Please notice I'm wearing my Rockets gear. This is actually my husband's sweatshirt, but he wasn't wearing it and I wanted to. So there you go. Thanks for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.